as I said, once again, all amazing sessions. And I think it's important to remember that this workshop, the second one, is a flagship event in the Canadian Global Oncology Network's calendar. We are very proud at Queen's to have hosted the second one, but I'm going to invite Dr. Danielle Rodin back now because as the leader and founder of the Canadian Global Oncology Network, we'd like to invite her to give her thoughts on how today's meeting fits into the broader mission of Canadian Global Oncology Network. So I'll hand back to you now, Danielle.
Thanks so much, Scott. And I think this is really, I think that this was really founded from a team effort of people across the country who were interested in understanding what the scope of work in global oncology was being done and how can we work together to increase the profile of global health and global oncology in Canada and increase our impact. And the workshop has really provided a platform for those of us across Canada and our global partners to wrestle with important issues in global health, health equity, and cancer control. And so I'd really, like to thank Scott and the team at Queen's and Laura in particular, and the whole steering committee for providing us with this opportunity to be here together over the last 2 days and for all of their work in making this such a successful workshop. Also, a big thank you to all of our speakers, panelists, and participants for their leadership, their thoughtfulness, and to borrow one of the phrases from the workshop, their vitamin C, their courage. This workshop is really, as Scott mentioned, become an annual event as part of our Canadian Global Cancer Network. And the goal of this network has been to foster collaborations between individuals and institutions engaging in global oncology and to provide this platform for connectivity and encourage our community to consider new and different perspectives in our work. And I think many of our speakers and panelists really pushed us to rethink a lot of the ways that we approach global health and global oncology. And the booths and networking sessions at this workshop, I also really enjoyed, and it provided a terrific opportunity to discuss issues also relevant to some of our emerging leaders and our trainees around building an academic career in global oncology and how to connect global research with policy and practice, and that no-do gap that was touched on in our lectures today. And so we hope that this network will increase the profile of global cancer control in Canada as an area that really is in need of unique funding and programmatic support, and allow us to leverage resources and expertise from across institutions to work with our global partners to make an even greater impact toward equity in cancer control. We would welcome anyone and everyone's participation in the network. This is really meant to be inclusive, and so we would encourage anyone to get in touch if they'd like to be more involved. And we also hope that we'll all see you back, at least online, next year at the 2022 workshop, which I'm delighted to announce will be hosted by McGill University. So a big thank you to everyone here for their engagement and participation over the last 2 days, to Queen's for being our incredible host this year, to McGill for taking the lead into 2022, and to the entire Global Cancer Network Steering Committee for their incredible commitment and support in this event and in our work throughout the year. So Scott, I'll turn that back over to you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Danielle. And thanks for the opportunity for Queen's to host this year's event, and look forward to continue to work with the Canadian Global Oncology Network under your leadership. I think before I make some final remarks, I would like to acknowledge each member of the steering committee individually, because they put a lot of work into this over the last year, and I think you saw the results of that today. And I'd have to say that one of the great pleasures of this last year was working with this really engaged and committed group of individuals who are really committed to improving equity in global cancer control. So the members of our steering committee for today's meeting: Dr. Craig Earle, Dr. Danielle Rodin, Dr. Nazik Hamad, Dr. Puneet Bains, Dr. Gina Ogilvie, Dr. Zeev Rosberger, Dr. Heather Bryant, Dr. Simon Sutcliffe, Dr. Anna Dare, Dr. Sumit Gupta, Dr. Fabio Moraes, Dr. Richard Spence, Dr. Mary Gospodarowicz, Dr. Meredith Giuliani, Dr. Brooke Wilson, and Rayanne Booker. And thanks so much to all of you for all of your efforts and for your engagement in helping to make this a great meeting. I'd like to thank all of you who attended. Thanks for coming and being so engaged in our interactive sessions and networking sessions. It was nice to meet many of you in person, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thanks one final time to all of our speakers and moderators who put great efforts into making a very thoughtful, thought-provoking, and inspiring talks and sessions. And one final thank to Laura Carson, who really worked above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that this meeting was a success. Thanks, and I really hope we can all gather in person in Montreal next year for McGill's meeting. On behalf of Queens and the Queens Global Oncology Program, thank you all, and thanks for the opportunity to host this year's event. Stay tuned. Soon we'll be having all of these sessions available to watch again. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care.